Yes, you read that title correctly. 30 special trades for this upcoming event in Pokemon Go. Good morning, lovelies. ZoëTwoDots here, and for today we're going to go through the details on what's going on for the Play Party event in Pokemon Go, starting Wednesday, 10 AM your time. Quick thing before we jump into it though, I want to let you guys know that we've got a bunch of sales over on crowdmade.com/ZoëTwoDots for the merch. Massive Black Friday sale happening, started early. Everything is on sale. There's a whole bunch of different promos and things going on, so go check it out. Click the link in the description. But one of the big ones being the Good Egg mug is 40% off. Wonderful savings. I don't like the size of this. It's actually quite like, it's almost a bit of a science puzzle. Like, you fit way more liquid in this than what you'd expect. It's cute, it's functional, it's on sale. Treat yourself. Can't justify adding another mug to the collection. Use it as like a little planter for your cute little plants. Whatever you want to do. Link is in the description and enjoy the sale. You can even share with your snom. Snom, you want a sippy? You know, a sippy? And just quickly, I will be at the Pokemon Regionals event this weekend in Brisbane. More details on that later. Unfortunately, the weather is horrendous for me today, but I still wanted to go over all of the details for this event, plus maybe some tips and tricks on what you should be trading for your special trades. We've got 30 of them coming up, and I've got a few like angles or ways to look at it for maximizing, you know, making the most out of those 30 special trades. First things first, let's jump into what we're looking for, the timed research. We've got 5 days and 9 hours, and this entire event is based around the scariest thing of all, making friends. It's about using the party feature. I've been retesting the party feature pretty ruthlessly over the last couple of weeks too, because I know there was a bunch of bugs, people having issues. I believe they fixed that major bug that was like crashing people's games. And besides, you know, some just wonky user experience things where it's like, why does it only last an hour? Why X, Y, and Z? Like, this thing is annoying, whatever else. Functionality wise, I've had no other issues so far, thankfully. If you have, or if you're still having issues, let me know and like let other people know in the comments so that we don't encounter the same bugs, whatever else. For tasks, we're looking at win 3 raids while in a party, use 5 super effective charge attacks while in a party, catch 30 Pokemon, spin 30 Pokestops, both while in a party, explore 3 kilometers while in a party, complete 3 party challenges. And the 2 encounters in these tasks are going to be Hisuian Growlithe, the first one, which can be shiny now, and a Party Hat Wurmple for the second encounter there, also can be shiny. The only unfortunate thing with this for today's video is that it is 10 AM on a weekday. So most of my humans that I like to play Pokemon with are at, you know, conventional jobs, essentially. So yes, I'll have plenty of time to get this done over the next 5 days, but for today's video, it's pretty self-explanatory. Here's the heads up. For the other bonuses for this event, we're gonna have event-themed wild Pokemon. The main ones I'd say to keep an eye out for are gonna be the wild spawns for Gothita, new shiny. I kind of like that it's in an event. Like, I know it was featured for Fashion Week, but I kind of like that it's being featured again so soon. I don't think we've really seen that before with new shinies being like repeated so quickly, but I kind of like that, especially if you missed out on the Fashion Week, you know, another little chance for it. Solosis and Morlul. Again, Morlul are very new shiny, released for the Festival of Lights. So if you missed out, well, no, I did. I know Alan didn't. Looking at you, little Kath, sending him shiny eggs. And also Lechonk. Lechonk in the wild shiny. I will say the one downside to the rest of the wild spawns is that it is the Sprigatito, Fuecoco, Quaxley, Pawmies, like the pretty much all of the new Paldean stuff that we've seen. I just know that the first 2 weeks of this event with non-stop the starters was a lot. So hopefully the spawns are a bit more balanced for this event. We're gonna have event-themed field research. And our field research is going to be catch 10 Pokemon for Quaxley, power up Pokemon 5 times for Fuecoco, explore 1 kilometer for Sprigatito, win a raid for Party Hat Wurmple, power up a Pokemon 10 times for either Hisuian Growlithe, Party Hat Wurmple, or Nosepass, and trade a Pokemon for Gothita or Solosis. So for me personally, the ones that I'm going to be focusing on will be the powering up 10 times and trade a Pokemon. Here's the big one. The big bonus is the 5 special trades per day. Massive. That's gonna be 30 special trades over the course of this event. But please, I didn't get a chance to test it before the day started. I was gonna ask a friend to do it, but I didn't want anyone to risk doing it and have it not work. Please do not do a special trade before the event starts in your time zone. I know for past events, it's been so interchangeable of like just things that can go wrong with the game. For example, for previous like Global Go Fests and things like that, if you accidentally did your special trade in the morning, you then wouldn't be able to do any of the bonus trades later in the day when the event started because there was just something in the game code that said, you've done your special trade, you've hit your cap for the day. However it was coded would just say, no, you already did those. Even though you might be like, oh, I'll do my 1 now and then I'll do my 4 later. For whatever reason, the game be dense sometimes. So I don't know if that's going to happen for this one. Just to be safe, wait until 10 a.m. and then that way you know that the event has started and you've got your 5 happy days. Additionally, there's going to be 2 extra candy when you do trade. So when you trade a Pokemon that is, let's say for example, I caught a Pokemon standing here, Alan caught a Pokemon standing here, and we trade those exact Pokemon, you only get 1 candy because they're not from far away. They're not a distance trade. And then, you know, if I caught a Pokemon from here and Alan caught something from the other side of town, oh, maybe it's far enough now that it's 2 candy for the trade. Essentially, the further you go away, the more candy you get to a cap of 3 candy. So in general, if you're doing trades anyway, you're gonna want to be trading things that have been caught at some sort of separation and distance to get those extra candy. It's a nice little extra, it's a nice little bonus. The ideal is getting that distance, because if you got the distance, you're gonna be getting the maximum of 3. For this event, we're gonna have 2 more candy added on to all of those. So for one caught here and caught here, instead of 1, it's going to now be 3. And for one caught here and the other one way over the other side of the town, over country, whatever, distance is gonna be the base of 3 plus the 2 more for this event, so 5 candy. That is a chunky bit of candy. And I'm gonna strategize with you guys in a second for some ideas of what you should be trading because of that. And lastly, a guaranteed XL candy when trading. So normally you're only gonna get a guaranteed XL if it is a distance trade. So again, this is excellent for if you're just bulk re-rolling stuff with your partner, with your friend, with your family, and you guys aren't really able to take advantage of that distance trade benefit, I guess. If you're not hatching overseas eggs or not doing overseas raids or whatever else, you're typically not going to be getting advantage of that XL candy in the trades. So this is massive. It is fantastic. Final thing, 2 times raid XP. Cool. You're still leveling up, you're still grinding that XP. Happy days. Don't forget as well that if you are doing raids and you're in a party, you do get the play party, you know, power up and bonus feature too. One last thing before we jump into the trades as well is the Master Ball special research. If you unfortunately didn't get the timed research done, big ripperoni, sorry to hear it. I managed to fall behind on specifically the raids and then had to run around all of Newcastle yesterday to squeeze out 12 more raids to get the raids done. Somehow, Alan and I both finished that task. We now have our 2nd Master Ball. If you didn't, you can actually purchase special research to have another go at it, basically. I was not expecting how egregious this would cost. Holy moly. The Masterwork research for the Master Ball is a whopping $7.99 USD. Which is a massive yikes for me. That's over $12 Australian. Like I can get a whole banh mi plus probably a coffee on the side for that. So no. Even if I hadn't finished if I somehow was like, oh, I'll just buy the research, whatever. No, not for that. I certainly won't be. Honest opinion here, if you missed out, I would probably just wait for whenever the next special research or timed research or whatever is, because that to me is just extreme. We've made it this far in the game, you know, we've made it 6 years into the game without a Master Ball. I haven't even bloody seen a Galarian bird since the first Master Ball came out, so I'm just sitting on 2 now. It's my personal opinion. Again, everyone, spend your money how you like. If this is your hobby, if this is your activity, if you don't spend money on the movies, if you don't go out and play mini golf, if you don't do, you know, have XYZ other expense, sport, hobby, craft, knitting, whatever. If this is your thing, you do. This is not me shaming you. You do you. Have fun. Enjoy the game how you want. I personally just think that is way overpriced. Like, what? Anyway, for what we can see so far for the Master Ball research, the page 1, it's going to be a three steps. I haven't seen anyone upload as so far today for what the step 2 and 3 are, but the tasks for page 1 are catch 300 Pokemon, use 108 berries to help catch Pokemon, and catch 60 Pokemon in a single day. I would not be surprised if the subsequent tasks are time gated in some way. I don't know, who knows? But with all that out of the way, let me give you guys some tips on what I think you should be trading. First of all, for your special trades. Second of all, for your bulk trades. You should, for this event, if you can, try to do the maximum trades per day. So generally speaking, the maximum trades you can do per day is 100. I think it's technically 101 if you do some trades, do your special in there, like your special being the extra one, and then do the remainder. I've never bothered to double check and count that exactly, but essentially easy mode, 100 trades per day. You do have to be in the same general vicinity as the person you are trading with. You have to be within 100 meters. And before you start your trade session for the day, I'd recommend that you either interact in some way. You don't even have to open a gift or, do a raid together to have your interaction or a battle. You can do a trade as a friend interaction for the day. But I would really recommend, if you're going to sit down and do your special trades, do a regular trade first to see if you trigger going lucky friends. Because if you do a special trade first, whatever else happens, and then, oh, you guys hit lucky friends, your next trade is a guaranteed lucky. Oh, damn, maybe that first trade, I would have loved to have traded that first thing as a lucky Pokemon. Like, that's so annoying. I recommend do a base regular trade first, see if you become lucky friends, and then from there, you can pick something really fun to trade. So first, let's break down what is a special trade. A special trade is basically any sort of trade that is either anything in this category. A shiny Pokemon, a legendary Pokemon, or a Pokemon that you do not currently have in your Pokédex. So if you've never caught a Caterpie and your friend tries to give you a Caterpie, that would be a special trade. And it's gonna pop up saying, hey, you sure you wanna do a special trade for Caterpie? Don't do that, like you can just catch one of those in the wild. But that is what a special trade is. If you don't have that Pokemon, if your friend doesn't have that Pokemon, it will flag as a special trade. So obviously for the best value, you want to be trading something, decent, something chunky, re-rolling shinies, swapping legendaries, that sort of thing, or giving each other a regional Pokemon. Again, maybe your friend went on one of the city safaris and they caught a safari hat Eevee. Now, even though you've caught an Eevee before, because it has the safari hat, it's a special trade. That's fine. Like, spend the dust, do the trade. I think that's a smart use of a special trade. But we sort of want to factor in here, you are getting the extra candy and XL candy. So Eevee is a special trade with the costume, cute, great, but maybe that would be a better special trade to do on a regular weekday when this event isn't in play, because what is 2 extra Eevee candy and 1 Eevee XL really going to give you when we see Eevee often enough in the wild, when you can trade for them often enough in your day-to-day lives? Those extra candies aren't putting in a lot of work for you. So I'd really recommend doing trades for things that are harder to get candies for, harder to get XL candies for. So baseline legendaries. Think about things that you need candies for and that your friend needs candies for. For example, if you have a 100% Rayquaza, but you have, 30 other regular meh IV Rayquazas, give your friend one of those meh Rayquazas, get them to give you, whatever they need candies for. You'll trade that Rayquaza away. Ideally, it's from a distance far enough away from your friend's caught Pokemon. You'll get 5 candy and 1 XL candy for that Rayquaza. That's great. That's excellent. You're kind of like min-maxing your little flavors here. Let's say they give you a Rayquaza as well. You're swapping Rayquaza for Rayquaza. You're both getting the 5 and the XL. Swap, happy days. The IVs turn out average. It didn't go lucky. Oh well. It is what it is. It's got atrocious IVs. Tag it, label it, whatever, for double candy transfer. There should be a double candy transfer coming up in a couple of weeks, one of the spotlight hour evenings. Label that Rayquaza and transfer it on double candy transfer night, and you're gonna get extra candies for transferring away too. But think about what Pokemon are gonna benefit you for those. That candy bonus is kind of the key here. A few other things that I thought would be pretty good are gonna be Cosmog. I feel like ideally you'd really want to lucky trade this one because we've only got 3 of them. Who knows if we're gonna get more in the future. If you have a lucky friend, maybe that would be a fun one to swap. Plus the extra candies, the XL candy. Happy days, because it is a limited Pokemon. We can't raid, at the moment at least, we can't raid for it and do 50 Cosmog raids, and I've got all the candies that I need, whatever else. It's a bit of a harder one to get. You gotta walk 20 kilometers with it. It's a whole nightmare. So you're getting that extra benefit from the trade. A few legendaries that are kind of future-proof as well. Mewtwo is always a classic, but it is also one of the, it is like the best psychic type essentially. Plus Mewtwo does have a Mewtwo Mega X and Mega Y. It has got mega forms. They're not out in Pokemon GO yet, but if/when they do, it's gonna be an absolute unit. So there's nothing wrong with having more candies there. Rayquaza, as I mentioned before, again, absolute unit, has a mega variation. It's pretty much future-proof as well. So if you've got a good one, power it up. If you need those resources, trade your crappy ones, transfer your traded crappy ones, profit on the candies. Any legendary that you need candies for, that's probably the goal for this event. Re-rolling, swapping, trading, get those candies for those legendaries. Additionally, of course, things like regionals, maybe the candy impact there might not be as beneficial. It doesn't really matter that much potentially, especially if you're the one receiving the new regional Pokemon, you're not gonna be receiving the extra candy. So the candy kind of thing doesn't matter too much there, but you're gonna have 30 special trades to do. If you do need to you know, if you're someone like me who has a storage bag full of regionals, clear your storage out. It's going to be great. Quick little segue here. I will actually be in Brisbane this weekend for the Pokémon Regionals. So for the PvP stuff, be there to cheer along all the Aussies that are competing. But if you see me there, I have so many Skidoo. I've like traded a couple away to my local friends, but I have several hundred Skidoo and only 30 special trades for this event. So if you see me in Brizzy, please, first come, first serve. Whoever asks, like, oi, you, give me your Skidoo. I'll give you 2 of them so you can evolve one. And because the first trade will be a special, and then it's registered to your Pokédex, the second one isn't a special. Haha, 2 for the price of 1. But please, someone please come and take any regionals from me that you need at the Brizzy Regionals PvP thing. So then taking a step away from the special trades, what should you be doing for your bulk, you know, your 100, your 95 other trades? This again, I really think should be focused around the extra candy. Doesn't have to be, obviously, but that's the spicy meatball. A couple of big ones that I would say, again, you probably want to be lucky friends for these because they are still so hard to find, but Larvesta and Frigibax. But if you're someone who's like bloody Alan, who has 6 Frigibax somehow, he only uses his Code Plus half the time. He has 6 Frigibax, I have 1. Riddle me this, Batman. You know, maybe he's willing to just chuck one out for a trade for the candies sort of thing, because, you know, if it goes lucky, it goes lucky. If it doesn't, it doesn't. He's already got better ones anyway. You know? And same for the Larvesta. Maybe you already have a decent one so you don't feel so bad about trading away some spares if you have spares. At the very least, extra candies, or even if you're doing it as a special trade to help your friend out, you're going to be getting the candies during this event. Other things to consider would be stuff like Jangmo-O and the other rare lads. Like if you're trying to power up something and you're just shy on having enough candy, have a look through your storage, have a look through your spares, get your friend to do the same, and then figure out what you're going to swap. And another big one to consider as well is PvP and PvE Pokemon. So Pokemon that you're using for, you know, daily, regular, non-legendaries, whatever else that you're using consistently for battling gyms, defending gyms, or using in PvP. For example, for this weekend in Brisbane, I have got a perfectly fine PvP ready Carbink. During Japan Worlds, I caught a nicey spicy, way better IV Carbink for PvP. It is like a level, it is like 200 CP. It is small. I don't have enough candies to power it up before Saturday if I want to use that at the Brisbane Regionals. I'm just a little bit, but I have also got a shed load of Carbink that I haven't traded. Is Alan about to receive 200 Carbink over the next 2 days so that I can get 200 XL candy? Yes, he is. But by doing that, and again, because they were caught in Japan, their distance, that's 5 candies per trade plus an XL. Happy days. I will be able to have enough candy then to power up my Carbink. Have a sit, have a look at your collection. Do you have a really good Machamp? You know, Machamp is future-proof. It's always fantastic for battling gyms. It's always fantastic for battling raid bosses that are weak to fighting. You've got that one really good one and just not enough candies. You missed the com day, whatever else, but you've got, you know, a bunch of spare ones. Trade the spares to your friends, get the extra candies, get the XLs. Here's a little side tip for you guys as well, and a bit of homework for tonight. If you're scrolling through your stuff and you're like, oh, this Lapras is really good, do I want to trade it? Oh, I don't know. You're scrolling through your recents. I find this makes life, you're gonna get some things tidied up, but not fully. Sort by number. When you're sorting by number, you're able to see, why do I have so many Bulbasaur? And Ivysaur, and Venus, like, you know, why do I have so many of these things? Maybe I can appraise and check and I don't need all of these guys. Mentally, I'm thinking, oh, Larvesta, that's too rare. I've only got 1 of those. And then, but if I go and have a little look, I've actually got 6 of them. I've got one's a best buddy and lucky traded already. What am I gonna be doing with these lads? I might as well, sure, maybe I wanna keep 1 or 2 for a lucky trade with someone else, but you know, why don't I trade these 2? Might as well, I'm gonna get the extra candy for it. You might even scroll, there's my one Frigibax. You might even scroll through here and say like, gosh, why have I got so many Greavard? I've got a decent one to keep for myself, I've got one to evolve. Might as well trade away the spares so I have the candies. And then go through and, you know, whatever tag you wanna do. I use bulk A for stuff that's caught locally. So that's my local stuff. And then bulk B is my distance stuff. You could call it distance, you could call it lemon, whatever you want to call it. But that's my naming system. If I want to do the most optimal trades, I'll trade my bulk A for Alan's bulk B, and then vice versa. I'll trade my bulk B for Alan's bulk A. That way we're getting the distance, we're getting the candies, all that good sort of stuff. You know, the things that I want candies for might not be the same as you guys. You're like, why do you have so many Smoliv for trade? I want to max out my Smoliver. I want a level 50 Smoliv. And if I need to do that, I need some more XLs. Is that what everyone else wants? Probably not, but it's what I want, and that's okay. Go through, label your stuff for trades, figure it out, because again, this is a really good bonus. It is going to be time consuming, but it's a pretty darn good bonus. And if you're wondering how do you actually figure out what Pokemon is what distance away, there is actually a search function that you can use. So what you want to do is type in this with no spaces, distance and whatever number that you want, and that number is going to be in kilometers. So you could go distance 5 dash, distance 10 dash, distance 1,000 dash. That number is 5, 10, 1,000 kilometers. Make sure the dash is in there as well, because that's kind of like the full stop, I guess, to the search. And make sure there's no spaces. That's going to show you any Pokemon that you've caught, you know, from raids, hatched from eggs, caught overseas, those sorts of things from X distance away. You could be 5 kilometers down the road, but that's how you can search to find Pokemon that are X distance away from where you are standing right now. And if you and your trade partner live in different areas anyway, when you come together to trade, it probably won't be an issue because both of your home Pokemon may be far enough away from each other to get the bonus. Set an alarm on your phone. Set an alarm. If you and your partner are always home at 7 o'clock at night, set a little alarm saying, hey, Dingus, do your 5 special trades, because I will forget if I don't do that. So right now, while we're talking, set the alarm. Set that little alarm to remind you to do your 5 special trades each day. Again, good luck for this event. Thankfully for the timed research, the play party, you know, tasks aren't anything too egregious. Yes, if you are a Nigel no friends and you have no one to play party with, this is gonna be suck, you know, it's gonna be rough. But one thing I really wanna kind of like reiterate is that I see a lot of people online when they say, I have no one to play with, no one in my area plays, no one plays Pokemon Go. And if you're someone who's ultra rural, yes, that's probably the case. If you don't have a partner or friend or family member that plays with you, it's probably likely that you are so rural that no one plays in your area. But for the, you know, 99% of the rest of players, you might still be rural, but if you've ever been kicked out of your local gym, if you've ever seen one other person put a lure on, if you've seen another person in a gym defending with you, someone else plays Pokemon in your area. Get on Campfire, suss it out, see if you can, you know, if you're doing a raid together, use the feature to add them after the raid if you can. You know, if you're being that person that's standing and looking around at a raid and you see someone else standing around looking at a raid, be brave, you can do it. You don't have to become best friends with this person, you don't have to become like besties for life. Just go, hey, you doing the raid? Yeah, cool. Do you want to like, are you stuck on this play party task as well? Yeah, it's really annoying. Like I haven't seen anyone else playing in a while. Yeah, do you want to just like let's jump out of the raid lobby. Let's do a quick party now. Do you want to get a couple of these tasks done? Awesome, cool. Are you playing tomorrow? Let's meet back here, do the rest of these stuff. You know, I know it's awkward. I know it's weird to just randomly talk to strangers, obviously be safe about it. But I guarantee you for the majority of people, there is someone playing in your community. Get on Campfire, see if you have a local group. If you don't, make a local group and see if people will join it. Check your Facebooks, your Discords, all that sort of jazz. And don't be afraid to just be like, you doing the raid? Oh yeah, cool. You want to do like, have you done any special trades today? We've got 5 of them. Want some stuff? Like, just ask. The worst they can say is, no thanks, you know, and you just go about your day. But if you can, try and get these ones done. Again, they're nothing too extreme. They're nothing too extreme, thankfully. But if you are a solo player, obviously it's gonna have a big impact for you. So good luck for your event, good luck for your shiny hunts. May all of your specials be spicy nicey on the IVs. Take advantage on the candy. I cannot reiterate enough the candy, the XLs, yum yum yum. PvP squad, I'll see you guys on Friday, Saturday, Sunday for the regionals. Also, please ask me for my regional trades. Don't forget as well, Black Friday sale on the merch. Link is in the description. As always, lovelies, thank you so much for watching. If you are new, please be sure to subscribe. Thank you to everyone who did leave a like as well. And if you'd like additional ways to support the channel, links for Patreon and the merch are in the description down below. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful morning, noon, night, whatever time it is for you, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.